Alright, here we are at the place that they have the buses. I don't know where that's at. I don't know the exact description, but this is the bus. It's an International 2004 school bus. Let's check it out. So, first thing we'll probably do is obviously take out the seats. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's about a freaking million screws in the top paneling. That'll be fun to take out. That'll probably take me an entire day in itself. Out of all the other buses that we were looking at, I don't know if you can see them, there's a whole row kind of going down here, the ones with the black hood. This one seemed to be in the best shape. It's kind of interesting. It's got that old car smell in it, and I really like it. I wish I could put it in a cologne bottle and wear it on me all the time. But there's a lot of stuff we want to do on this bus. I don't know how much of our ideas are actually going to come to fruition. We've got some interesting things that we'll talk about maybe in later videos. This is just a short little video on the bus itself, kind of what it looks like on the inside. We'll take a look underneath and show some of that. It didn't look too bad, but I'm not a pro in any of this stuff, really. So I'm sure some people, after seeing this, will probably pull their hair out knowing that I purchased something like this, even though it's falling apart and I don't even see it. But personally, from the videos I've seen online and the rust that I've seen on some of the buses, this one doesn't look very bad to me. But then again, like I said, I'm not a pro. So here's kind of the underside of the bus. I don't know how well you can see this. Yeah, you can't see this very well. In future videos, I'll show the rust a little bit more in depth and get under there and put some light so you guys can see it better. Looks like there's some corrosion kind of on these pieces here, but I don't know, it doesn't seem like it would be too structurally impairing. The tires look decent. I mean, the inside one looks a lot better, but these ones are starting to get a little bald. You know, you win some, you lose some. Front tires look much better. Looks like they were replaced more recently than the back ones. Here's some more pictures of that. Interesting to get on top of. So that's what it looks like on the inside. Don't know if it's good or bad, but she starts. Here's the fuse box. Doesn't look too bad. I'll probably be spending a little bit of time in here adding switches and replacing switches as need be. That's what the schematic looks like. And here's where the batteries are. They look pretty good. Stop sign looks decent. That looks pretty good in there. Back one though. Back one's pretty bad. But like on the outside of the bus, the paint looks good. I mean, we're gonna repaint it, but it doesn't look like there's really many scratches or anything. I mean, right here you got a little bit, but by the time we get it all repainted, it should look good. Now here's the stop sign in the back. This one's pretty rusted, and yeah, we'll have some fun with these, be creative with it, but yeah, overall looks pretty good. Notice these hooks down here are looking pretty corroded. Seems to be back here that sorry if my cameraing skills are really crappy. Haven't done this too much yet, but hopefully in future videos it looks a little bit better than it is. Who knows? I don't know if it looks like crap now, but well, this is just the initial video, the first of a lot. Hopefully I won't make them too long. I'm gonna try to stick to around 15 to 25 minutes of video, depending on what we're doing. I'll do a lot of time lapses and fast forwarding stuff and really kind of focus on the nuts and bolts of what we're doing, but that might change. It might be hour-long video. I don't know. We'll see. I notice a lot of other channels are kind of a mix. Sometimes you see that they're super short, right to the point. I saw a video of a guy who did an 11-day bus transformation, and the video was 25 minutes. That's not something that I want to do. I kind of want to draw this out and give people who are maybe starting to get into this, like when we first started, me and my dad, a little bit more detailed information about what we're doing and how we're doing it and maybe why we're doing it, so that you can make a more educated decision on your own. I know that I have yet to see a video series regarding Skoolie transformation that is handicap accessible. Actually, I take that back. There was one guy who did it. His was pretty cool, but ours is gonna be. He had a short bus. This is gonna be a little bit bigger, and we're gonna have a lot more detail and in depth. And hopefully, when this one's done, it looks really, really nice. That's what we're going for. I know in some of these videos, people are just kind of doing it quick and just want to get it done with. Some people put a lot of time into it and make it look really good. That's kind of what we're going for. We want people to walk in and just be like, wow, this is cool. And we want to do the same for ourselves too. We don't want to roll around in something that just looks like it got slapped together. So this could take 2 months, 6 months. It could take 2 years. I don't know. I don't want to rush any of this stuff. I know in a lot of these videos, people are skilled craftsmen. and they can just fly through this crap, and it's really no problem for them. But I have some skills, but when it comes down to converting a bus into an RV, I don't know how sure I am. We have our basic outline for what the bus is going to look like. So in the back here, from about section 5 to section 7, this will all be my father's bedroom, and we'll have the bed on this side here. And then from about the end of 5 to about between 2 and 3 will be the restroom. Probably 5 to 3. And that'll be the shower room, and that'll, well, to kind of show you how it'll work, there's going to be a hallway that runs the length of the bus that will just be completely open, and it'll actually be about the width of the seats, maybe a little in more, and there will be nothing in the way. Sorry, the camera was off there a little bit. There will be nothing in the way of this aisle, because I want my dad to be able to get in, have a clear path at all times to either get into his bed or cruise around and get into the shower. And our design for the shower is going to be a little interesting, a little different, because of the needs of my dad and the space that we need. And the reason why we didn't really want to go with an RV, which a lot of our family members and friends were kind of pointing us and pushing us into that direction, because it's already done, it's already finished, you don't have to do anything to it. I noticed a lot of them bottleneck at certain points, and so it creates a situation where my dad has to kind of squeeze into a tight space. And I know that's what they're designed for, is for handicapped people, but we really wanted to custom make something that fit our needs specifically and allowed for the most amount of room, so that if we have guests over, or if well, we have 3 dogs. We just got another dog 4 days ago, so we have 3 dogs now, so we're going to need that much more space. Plus, me and my girlfriend are going to be traveling a lot of the times with me and my dad and whatever adventures we have. And so we want to make sure that we have the most amount of room, so we don't get cabin fever quick, and we don't feel like we're confined to a small space. And that's something my dad also really wanted to make sure that was a part of it too, so that it felt like more like a home instead of a coffin, as he put it. But so finishing up kind of how the rest of the design's kind of gonna look like. So from about 5 to 3 is where our shower slash restroom was gonna be. Sorry, the cameras, I'm not really good at doing this yet, but we're gonna do a compost toilet as well, and I think that'll be the best way of doing it. I know a lot of people have raved and ranted about how good the compost toilets are, and we were kind of nervous at first, but having to deal with the black and gray water, I just didn't want to deal with it. I didn't help a buddy. I observed a friend of mine draining the gray water out of his family's RV, and it was just disgusting, and I do not want to deal with that. So I think if we can go with the composting route, that's going to be the best, because people just said it's the cleanest and it doesn't smell, and we won't have to carry around that extra water, which is just going to save us save weight. So from about 3 on forward is just going to be pretty much open space. I didn't even consider this, but we have the handicap tracks here, which are going to be where my dad straps in. These probably won't be here anymore. These are the actual straps for him, and they just hook into these little I don't know if they're called brackets or whatever, but this is meant to be able to hold 4 plus 4, I think it said. I think it was 34 plus 4 capacity. I know it says on the outside. I'm probably butchering it, but it says, this is the same bus over here. Looks like it says public capacity is 47, so I'm not quite sure what the plus is. It maybe looks like it could fit 4 here. It would be really tight though. I wouldn't want to fit that many people right there. But right on the edge of the wall of our bathroom right here is where our kitchen's going to kind of be, and the wall will probably extend to about right here, and we'll have a counter space right here, with cabinets above, and we want to make sure that underneath the countertop we're going to have space so that my dad can roll right into it and open up the fridge. That'll probably be right around here. And then the counter space will kind of wrap around and maybe come to about right here. And so getting back to this, I don't know how we're going to deal with this, because what we wanted to put here was kind of like a fold out table. I don't know if it's going to fold up or down. We'll get into that later, but kind of a table that can fold out here, and then you can sit down and fit 4 to 5 people sitting here, and then also at some point be able to flip something so that a couch could be made so that you could just kind of relax and chill here. But I don't know how that's going to work while we're driving, because I'm sure he's going to want to be strapped down, and I don't know if by law he has to be strapped down while we're driving, but I think for just safety's sake we would want him to be strapped down. So having these here, I don't know if that's going to be a problem, or if we might have to move them, but I don't really want to move them because it just makes me nervous. I feel pretty confident in my craftsman skills, but I don't want to do anything to jeopardize structural integrity and also put anybody at risk, especially my dad. If I reposition those in a different place and they somehow came loose while we were driving, that wouldn't be good. So if they're established there and they're not rusted on the bottom, or they have a good connection, I really don't want to have to mess with it. So if we can somehow leave them there and then incorporate our table / couch design into it, with having it be there and then maybe fold it up and have this open so that while we're driving, the couch and the table are folded up, and then he can just strap in, and then when we're done and parked, we can go from there. So that's the basic layout. It's gonna be kind of a learn as we go. I think what I told you is basically what we have. Now for on this side, like I said, I wanted to keep this open, but we might throw a shelf or like a fold-in chair that is very flush to the wall. But like I said, I really want to keep this whole aisleway open so that we're not getting in his way. Now on the roof, this was gonna be there's actually quite a bit of real estate up here. Now, what me and my girlfriend were planning on doing was somehow adding like a pop-up tent to this section right here, build a little platform, and so we would be able to climb up through this port right here and access a bedroom up here so that we can save space down below. I think that would be an awesome option. What I really want is for it to be a pop-up so that while we're driving, it's flush to the bus and as low profile as possible, and then whenever we park, kind of have it crank up and have it, in my mind, I envision a billow like for a fire. And so it's like the accordion kind of material, but it'll be waterproof, but that'll kind of be what is the wall of the, I don't know what you would call it, sleeping quarters, bungalow, whatever. But that'll be interesting, because I'm gonna be, unless I find something that I really like and that's gonna be able to take winds of like 70 miles an hour while we're driving, I'll probably engineer it from scratch, which would be fun because I like doing stuff like that. But for the rest of this, I really want to make, so you can see these lines of where the bolts are. I really want to make this section, the next section, and the section after that a platform, so that we could have a little deck on it, and then all the sections after that where you can see the other roof door is, put solar panels all around there so that we can kind of stay off the grid. We haven't really calculated how much energy we actually consume. I don't consume personally that much. All I'm gonna have is my laptop, and I'll have my laptop that'll be able to charge my GoPros, my camera, and I've got a little mini keyboard that I'm gonna be buying here soon that I make music and stuff on. So I'll be able to MIDI all that stuff through there. So really my laptop is the only thing that I'm gonna need. Obviously we'll have lights and the speakers on the bus, hopefully they work. We haven't tried it out yet. That'll probably be the main energy, but it's gonna be my dad that consumes probably the most of it. He's got a Mac desktop, and he'll have a space heater that he'll probably need. I don't know if we'll need it or not. I'm fine with putting on an extra sweatshirt, but if it gets super cold, we might have to deal with that. So we don't know how many solar panels we're gonna need for that, but I'm guessing 6. I could be wrong, but I think they're about $100 a piece, so that's gonna be like $600 for solar panels, and then all the the inverter and all that stuff. I don't know how much that's gonna be, but I'm guessing it's gonna be around $1,000 all said and done. I suppose I forgot about the mounting brackets as well. I'll say about $1,200. So that'll be an additional cost too. Also, we wanted to build a deck off the back of the bus. Now, a deck would be, you'd probably extend about 3 or 4 feet off the back. I'd say with the door, it'd probably go out the length of the door. Maybe if I can design it, have it kind of fold out so that it sits flush up against the bus whenever it's not being used. I've done some welding. I took a welding class at a community college here in Minnesota, but I'd be nervous making a deck that's going to support the weight of my dad's wheelchair, which has got to be at least 200 pounds, plus he's 200 pounds, plus if you have me out there, I'm about 170. You know, that's going to be nearly 600 pounds when all said and done, if we have a little grill out there or something like that. And so I got to figure out how I can do that to make it structurally sound. But that was just one idea also that we had too, is to be able to have a little deck on the back of the bus. I'll probably connect it with chains somewhere up here and have it come out to right here and pivot it, and then whenever we're done, just kind of lift it up and then maybe latch it on here so that it stays solid on there. Also, we have to worry about it rattling around and stuff like that, so there's another thing that we have to work on, but I don't think that's going to be too hard. Also, we want to be able to pull my Jeep behind it. I have a 2006 Jeep Liberty that we're going to use for obviously going into town and stuff like that, and kind of going off-roading. We plan on actually, my dad is really into gold panning. He's been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and we went out to Arizona last summer or last January, I can't remember, but we found a little gold. It was pretty cool and it was exciting, and that's kind of why we got this bus, is so that we can go on these expeditions, adventures, whatever, and do that stuff. And it was tough though, because it was so expensive for hotels, because we needed a handicap accessible room. And even though sometimes it said it was handicap accessible, it really wasn't accessible for the needs that we had, i.e. the bathroom. Bathroom is a big one. We just need a lot of space to be able to maneuver around. He's got a lift that pulls him out of his wheelchair and sets him onto the toilet, and so that needs a lot of radius, square footage, to be able to work with. And some bathrooms that were handicap accessible were mainly for people who had walkers or were just maimed, I guess, and weren't completely disabled like my dad. I mean, he's 100% disabled, but he has a little use of his arms, but he doesn't walk at all. So yeah, this bus will be our way of kind of saving money in that regards. And I know the gas is going to be expensive, but if we hang out somewhere for 2.5 weeks, and we're not driving the bus much, we get to a spot where we can just hang out. It'll only be that cost of driving there, and then we can actually make our own food here and not have to go out so much. That was another cost. That was a big one, because some hotel rooms didn't have a refrigerator, so you couldn't have leftovers, so you just have to go eat again. And so it was about $200 a day for us to go out. So in a week, you figure that's about $1,400. In 2 weeks it's $2,800. If we spend $1,200 in gas to get to a place and back, that's worth it right there, because we're not going to be paying for hotels and we're not going to be eating out as much. And I think in the end it will be less expensive. The insurance on this thing, we just got everything finalized today, but she said it wouldn't be more than $200 for 6 months. So that's pretty darn good. So really, in the loan, the bus costs $4,500, but with all the licensing and title transfer and all that stuff, the taxes, it came out to about $5,056.50, all said and done. So we got a loan for that, and that should be about $167 a month for 36 months, with like a 10.57% APR. But we plan on really putting a lot of money into it. We plan on paying about $500 a month for it, so it should be paid off very soon. Sorry, one of the mechanics kind of walked up, and I stopped the video, talked to him for a little bit. He's gonna try to fix the fan clutch that's out on this bus right now, and apparently without that the bus will overheat if we drive it. So I'm glad we didn't take it for a test drive the other day, because that would have been bad. But he said he's just going to be ordering the parts, and we should be getting it fixed sometime this week, so hopefully we should have it by the weekend. I'm hoping, because that would be awesome. We'll clear out a space in our backyard. The bus is about 38 feet long, 8 feet wide, and I think it's about, I should say here, it's about, I don't know if you can see it, it's about 7,500 pounds. So yeah, I don't know what our neighbors are gonna say about this being parked in the backyard, but our neighbors are pretty cool. We've known them for a while, so hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. It'll just barely fit where we want it to fit in our backyard. I had to move a bunch of brush that was laying there that we were using for wood, and it was just when we cut down trees and branches and crap like that, we threw it in a pile. And it actually killed the grass in a section that is about the size of the bus. So that's nice. So we won't have to kill any more new grass. We can just put it over the patch of dirt that we have already. So getting it home is going to be interesting. I've never driven a bus before. I pulled it about 10 feet forward yesterday to make room so that my dad, I don't know if you can see here, so that my dad could get on the lift safely. That was pretty crazy. I've driven a truck and trailer before, and it's nothing like that. It's a beast. It's gonna be interesting. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. I'm confident, because I feel like I could take on the world when it comes to most things, but driving a bus, I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about destroying other people's property. So I'll take it slow. I'll probably take the back roads maybe. I don't know if I want to take it on the freeway yet, just in case something happens and it breaks down. I don't know if if it would be safer to actually drive it on the freeway or not. I don't know. This is all new to me, and I'm nervous. But it's every time you do something new and big and crazy like this, you got to be a little nervous. Otherwise, you got to be a little crazy. And I'm pretty crazy, but I still am at least a reasonable person when it comes to fear. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if we'll make it a mile before it breaks down, or it could go 10 years without breaking down. But we're prepared to have things happen. I mean, that's what you get kind of when you buy anything used, especially something this old, 2004. And the previous owner, it said Special School District 1. I don't know what that means. I don't know if it was like for a handicap school or a special needs school, but I feel a little bit more comfortable buying it from, obviously most school buses were probably owned by a school, but it's nice to know at least, well, hopefully they did regular checkups and oil changes and all that stuff, which I'm sure they do, but you never know. I'm going to learn a lot about buses in the upcoming future. Basically the next several months, however long it takes me to get this done, I'm going to be on YouTube all the time, and we have been already kind of looking at videos and trying to learn the do's and don'ts of buying a bus, and I think we did everything right with this. It's air brakes, diesel. We wanted a flat nose, but apparently they don't make flat noses for anything that's not a full-size bus, which is kind of upsetting. I just like the look of the flat nose. The dog nose really isn't, it doesn't really matter, but so yeah, it should be fun. It'll be an adventure. Hopefully you all get something from it, and hopefully you enjoy the channel, and hopefully I'm not too annoying, and hopefully you can subscribe and you can be part of the adventure too. So thanks for watching.